less monotone this time, but no promises. I'm not that great with media. This semester, I'm at St. Joe's College in Maine. I was a little bummed at first when hearing this, because I wanted to go back to Westbrook High School. But I knew coming in there'd be a small chance that happens. Then I thought, this might not be so bad after all. I can get my college experience done, and I figured another college besides UNE would be more of a challenge, because then I wouldn't know anyone and have to really put my social skills to test. Then I searched the directions online, and I was a little disappointed. My first reaction to seeing the trip time and mileage was, there goes my gas. I like being at my site as much as possible and being able to see injuries from beginning to end and then the progression. It's what made Westbrook such a great site last year because I was there all the time. But I know this semester it's going to be hard and that this would create a new challenge because I can only afford to go 2 to 3 times a week. My first day, once I drove past all the farmland and through all the woods, I saw the campus and was kind of shocked. It just came out of nowhere, and once I walked in, I realized, wow, it gave me a wow factor. Everything looked amazing, from the gym to the rock wall, the pool, the track, everything was right there and looked great. Then I got to the AT room, and the first person I saw was not my preceptor or an athlete, but instead a student from USM who I'd worked with from Deering. I won't give any names, but he's cocky, arrogant, and a little unprofessional. I did not get along with him when I was at Deering, and I don't now. I just stopped going on Tuesdays because I didn't want to have to deal with him. Once I got over the shock of seeing that same student, I introduced myself to Neil and Tiff and their staff of work study and payroll interns. My thoughts coming into the semester would be that the college site would be busier and more stressful. And the first 5 minutes of being in that office proved that, because after I introduced myself, they sat back down at their desks, started typing away, calling people, and setting up the schedules for months to come. I sort of just hung around in the room at first, waiting to do something, and then after a couple minutes of being bored, I walked around the facilities, introduced myself to some of the athletes, and got a feel for the area. There wasn't much I could do, because most athletes that came in just came in to get heat or to talk with Neil and Tiff. I kind of expected this, though, coming from high school to college, because most college people are self-servant. So all I was really doing was just doing ice bags and could talk. I didn't get to do much until the second day there when Neil called me over to say, hey, I want you to watch this. At St. Joe's, they tape ankles with PowerFlex and Victory tape, so I had to quickly learn a new way to tape. And I quickly found out that I don't like Victory tape. A little too flimsy for me. So that's created the challenge at the beginning of the semester that I put to the list that I'd have to accomplish and perfect that technique. But all in all, it's been pretty good so far. I've gotten to use stim, ultrasound, laser, and just recently started doing rehab programs. But there's been times where I'll forget to do something on an eval, which causes me to freeze up on the final assessment, and I kind of let it bother me. For the next half of the semester, I plan on eliminating that and performing at the level I know I can. One problem I've had is getting one-on-one time with Neil. I can tell he's great at what he does, he's passionate, and knows a lot about the field and can help me a lot in learning. But I just don't want to interrupt him because he's so busy and always doing something, so I haven't had the time to pick his brain. Luckily, though, Kate MacArthur, the AT of Biddeford High School, was at St. Joe's last week to talk to him and get set up for their spring training trip to Florida since she's covering the baseball team. She's been with Neil since she was a student at UNE, when he was at Scarborough, and when he's at St. Joe's, and has been covering him ever since. She told me it takes a little while to get used to Neil, but the big thing is just show initiative. And since she's told me that, I've been the first one to jump up whenever an athlete gets in there. I've done everything. As soon as an athlete walks in there, I'm the first one to treat them, whether it's taping, stim, ultrasound, laser, getting ice, or doing rehab programs. I've taken the initiative and done what needs to be done. And since then, the experience has been more positive. I'm getting more feedback from Neil and Tiff, and it's been great. And to finish this semester, I look forward to finishing strong and getting the most experience as I can possible.